Hello everyone, my name is Christian Colgate and the title of my presentation is Just Traits. The movie title that I will be analyzing is called Batman Begins, which was directed by Christopher Nolan. The reason why I chose this particular film and director is Christopher Nolan is commonly known for incorporating psychological and philosophical principles into his movies, and this movie, in my opinion, is one of the best examples of that concept. Batman is portrayed by the actor Christian Bale and will serve as the focal point of this presentation and analysis. So, the main central trait. Batman has many traits in which he is known for. However, I believe one of his most pronounced central traits is determination. And we will delve deeper into that later on. The analyzation model that I chose is the concept of self-determination, internal locus of control, as well as the behavioral learning tradition domain. Specifically, formulations of Albert Bandura and the concept of reciprocal determinism. So going into the first one, self-determination. The concept of self-determination can be described as the belief that we as people are basically in the driver's seat when it comes to determining the things we do, what we think, and what our personality features are. However, there may be exceptions to this statement. In the Batman movie, the characters delve into very philosophical questions as to what he can control and what he cannot. For example, the death of his parents. I don't know if you guys are all familiar about this story, but in the movie, Batman, as a young child, is at a movie theater with his parents, and at the end, he leaves. They all leave together throughout a back door, and it leads to an alleyway. And inside the alleyway is a dangerous criminal, a thief, who wants to rob them. Unfortunately, things go sour, things escalate, and the thief ends up shooting his parents. And this is just an example that there are exceptions to this concept, to where there are unforeseen circumstances that we can't control at all. However, generally, we have most of the control. Next, we go into internal locus of control. Internal locus of control is very similar to the concept of self-determination. It basically states that we internally hold the power to influence and change our surroundings through our sheer willpower. Lots of preparation and, of course, determination as well. Without this belief, Batman wouldn't have ever even started. For example, I mean, the way he dresses up in a bat costume and then goes out and fights crime on his own, takes the law into his own hands. Someone who is doing this has to, as a prerequisite, hold the belief that they can control their surroundings, that they can actually make a difference. Otherwise, I would never understand how someone would be able to do that. Lastly, we get into the concept of reciprocal determinism, which was a concept created by Albert Bandura. Albert Bandura is a very well-known psychologist who tested the influence of environment on people's personalities and actions. Reciprocal determinism is the belief that individuals influence their environment and vice versa. This concept relates back to Batman as he uses symbolism, a bat, which he previously was afraid of, to strike fear into his adversaries, but also to inspire his allies. Going into the story a little bit, Batman as a child was deathly afraid of bats, and he would freeze up, wouldn't be able to think, would run and hide, and that's an example of his environment influencing him, I guess you could say. However, he then takes this symbol of his environment and uses it to strike fear into his the people that he's against, his adversaries. And this is just a way how it an example of how this concept works both ways. One can have an influence over their environment, however their environment can influence them as well. And lastly, our references here. And I thank you so much for listening to this presentation, and have a great day.